Arkansas is off to a 4-0 start inside the home gym. Tonight they look to make it 5 as they wrap up a homestand. It's the 19th ranked Hogs taking on Maryland Eastern Shore. Josh Haley and Manny Watkins with you for this one. And Manny, what about this youngster, Boogie Fland?
Boogie Fland, the guy who can put the ball in the basket from 3 different levels. Also is great on the defensive end, one of the leading guards and steals in the SEC. Coach Cal and the staff are glad he's a Razorback.
Now somebody else they're glad to have on this team as well, the junior transfer from Kentucky, Adu Thero.
Adu Thero, a guy who's been in college, has the experience, has a college body, already an NBA body, and can just do it all. Plays defense, super athletic, another guy that is going to help propel this Arkansas team come March and come later in the season.
Well, what about for Maryland Eastern Shore? They've got a transfer as well. K.C. Shaw doing big things.
Yeah, K.C. Shaw, a guy who's averaging 20 points a game. I don't think people understand how hard that is at the college level to put 20 points up a game when defenses are more compacted in. You have less talent around you. A guy who's going to have a big game if Maryland Eastern Shore wants to have the chance here in Budweiser Arena.
And this gauntlet of a non-conference schedule continues for the Hawks. They've already played Vanderbilt and Illinois. Your officials tonight, Don Daly, Ron Groover, and Matt Jarman, and we are underway. Hogs controlling the opening tap. Pump faking on the 3. Little pull-up runner for Boogie Fland. Didn't take him long. What was the over-under? 18 seconds to score.
Didn't take him long at all. The guy was hunting his shot, looking for a way to get that ball in the basket. Super aggressive play by Boogie Fland right there.
This Hawks team still kind of figuring out who they are as far as the lineup goes. Had a couple of guys that had been out in the preseason, so the chemistry is still building, but well, that could be said for most teams this year. Shot clock winding down. Tough shot. Air banked and a shot clock violation to start.
Good defensive possession by Arkansas right there. Stayed disciplined, didn't fall for the pump fakes, for the jab steps, and if you can string together defensive plays like that, this game could get out of hand early.
Cleo Hill Jr. in his first year at the helm. Spent the previous 6 years at Winston-Salem at the D2 level. Razorbacks starting 5. Thero just off the mark on the 3, and Shaw with the rebound. Stripped away.
Adu again, just right place, right time. Can't stress how important it is to have guys with experience, college experience on your team. Can't teach size either.
Can't let Ivisic get that low post. It fits one-on-one. Counted for him almost every time.
7-2, honestly not fair at any level in basketball, especially the collegiate level. And you see that's just a mismatch there from a height perspective. Ivisic, I want to see more of that from him. The low post baskets. Obviously, he has a sweet stroke. Can knock it down from 3. Wagner with one. Not close.
Yeah, rhythm 3, but off the mark.
And if you get Ivisic to kind of command the paint and use that 7-2 frame and get some easy baskets, he could be dangerous, not only from outside, but inside.
Deep 3, a bit too strong, rebounded by John L. Davis. Off and running, Fland. Ivisic, he's been money, just off the mark.
It's a good find by Boogie Fland there, just wasn't able to convert. And right now, Maryland Eastern Shore has had a couple of forced shots and some unforced turnovers. Doesn't like that. Coach won't like that for the start.
John Calipari, and everybody's trying to clean some things up this time of year, but if you reflect back to Friday night's game, they simply want to close things out a lot better than what they did against Little Rock.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the time of year where you're cleaning some of that stuff up, and knocked down by Davis right there. Really need him to get his shot going, his offensive game going, this team wants to be really dangerous, come December and January. But, yeah, you're wanting to kind of pick up that rhythm and the flow in these games so you can take that into conference play.
Timeout here within the first 3 minutes as Arkansas is off to a 7-0 start. And, yeah, you said it. They really want Davis to get going from outside.
Yeah, John L. Davis, a guy who is known for putting that orange ball into the rim. A little bit of a slower start to his Arkansas Razorback career, but if you want to be playing a little bit slower, you want to do that in November, and so you can start picking it up in January and February.
Yeah, 4 of 19 coming into this game, but keep in mind he was a 41% shooter last year at Florida Atlantic, so they know certainly that he can hit that shot, and that's kind of the way to snap out of it, would you say? Just keep on shooting, and you like to see the confidence still there.
Yeah, I mean, no hesitation on that shot, and that's really the only thing you can do. Get in the gym, rep out your shots, and then come game time, just let it fly and have utmost confidence in your ability.
On virtually every preseason Player of the Year watch list that's associated with his position, and for good reason, including a preseason All-American out of Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, Gary, Indiana, a guy who's played in the Final Four. You don't get much bigger than that. And really, I had an opportunity to play in the national championship game. If it wasn't for the buzzer beater shot by San Diego State, and I had an opportunity to win a national championship at Florida Atlantic.
A great career there, 4 years. Shot clock winding down yet again. Good defense in the half court. And that shot won't fall for Johnson.
Multiple good defensive possessions by Arkansas. Coach Cal is going to like to see stringing together multiple stops.
Little step through. Thero looked like he was off balance. Nah, he's fine.
Strong base. On balance. I mean, I don't know what you can do once he's got a head of steam going to the basket.
4 turnovers already for the Hawks. Tough shot, falling away and knocking it down. First bucket, Cardell Bailey.
Good shot by Bailey. You'll take that if you're Arkansas and Coach Cal and the staff. You played a solid defensive possession, and just sometimes offense is better.
Vesic.
Can't leave him open.
58% on the year.
Say 58%?
Indeed.
Wow.
There he is for the rebound. He was 37% last year. Apparently, he likes the backdrop in shooting inside of Bud Walton.
Can we get another one?
Why not?
Why not? Tallest guy on the court and the best shooter. That's fair.
Another tough shot and missed everything, Evan Johnson. Razorbacks getting some good things going on defense, and the offense is there too.
And said the Vesic sweet stroke knocking it down. Arkansas with the early 15-3 lead.
Well, things going to plan right now for Arkansas, off to a 15-3 start. Josh Haley and Manny Watkins with you courtside. And, hey, after Friday night, I think this team came out pretty motivated, as they've shown.
Yeah, they have. And one of the things that's been really good to see from the Razorbacks is knocking the three-point shot down. And you see, that's kind of been the Achilles heel for Arkansas early on in this season. And they've shown that, hey, they can knock it down if you just keep taking your shots, keep trusting it.
3 for 6 from distance for the Hogs early. Vesic knocking down 2 of 3. And, you know, the three-point numbers, it's been a little bit of a head-scratcher at times this year. Seems like they're trending in the right direction, but when you look at 32% overall on the year, I think we could be looking at that number once we get into conference season. It could be a lot higher.
Yeah, it could be a lot higher, and I think as long as they just don't lose the confidence and just take the shots with the utmost confidence and no hesitation no matter what, that's what you have to do to get out of a slump.
Drawing the foul. And welcome back, number 4, Trevin Brazil. Missed the last couple of games. And that's a young man, he's worked so hard. He just wants to be out there.
Yeah, and you hate when the injury bug comes into play with people of so much talent and so much potential like it has with Brazil. But, he's done a lot of work. He's fought to be out there, so it's good to see him out there on the court.
In and out for Richmond. Coast to coast, everything but the dunk. Putback is there for Christopher Flippin, though, and he has been a monster on the offensive glass, nearly 3 per game. That's the second most in the MEAC.
Yeah, those are game changers, and you get offensive rebounds on a consistent basis. You can change the landscape of a game.
Got a little bit of ball, but got some hand, too.
It's just tough to guard. Thero, like we said, the size, the athleticism, if he really wants to get to the basket, he can put that head down and go through you, or if you put up a wall, he can just jump up and go over you. It's really tough to defend a guy like that.
70% foul shooter on the year, knocks down the first. Well, there's what you look at with Thero, and the more than doubling his minutes, scoring and rebounding from freshman to sophomore. But I think even with last year, that 7.2 in the Kentucky system, you knew he was capable of more. It's just trying to play within the team.
Yeah, and I mean, that's just, you love to see that graphic when it comes to college sports. A guy 2 points per game, then you get to 7, and now you're touching 20. It's just the development, the maturity as a young basketball player, getting better over time. That is what college sports is all about, is the development, coming in as a younger player and then leaving as a more mature, more versatile player.
Nice drive and dish by Johnson, but the 3 no good. Long range 2, left it a little bit short, did Thero. Hogs are 6 of 10 from the floor now, 2 for 9 for the Hawks. Shaw, that little fadeaway. He
tough
is
shot.
Athletic to the sky.
Yeah, tough shot. He was attacking with all the intentions of scoring a basket there.
Little runner by Thero. Nice job just taking what the defense gave him. Another tough shot.
Tough one, yeah.
He almost welcomes the difficult shots.
Yeah.
If you watch some of his game film on the year, as Knox too strong on the 3, and it'll come the other way with 12:35 to go.
Maryland Eastern Shore is going to need to get some easier looks at the basket. I mean, Shaw hit one a couple possessions ago, but in order to, over the course of the game, to keep up with the Razorbacks who are getting layups and tip-ins and things like that, you got to create some easier looks for yourself.
Well, they might be able to create some offense with good defense. Head coach Cleo Hill Jr. told us yesterday that, that's what they want to be their identity, is defensively. And Shaw gets to the foul line. But not just a team that defends hard, but Manny, they will switch a lot. You might see them in 3, 4, 5 different defensive looks throughout the course of a game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's you throw the offense off when you come out and you're in a zone, and then you're in a man, then you're in a 1-3-1 zone, then a 2-3 zone. It just makes the offense have to think a little bit. And, you know, this is a game of inches, a game of seconds. So that split second of thinking can be the difference in a game.
I love his energy. He comes to win. It's pretty much as simple as that. And he talked about in a preseason interview that, you know, they've embraced what Maryland Eastern Shore has not been able to do, and that's not get to an NCAA tournament. And there's no, let's ramp up, let's gradually get better. He said, plain as day, that's the goal. Win the MEAC tournament, get to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to be the goal. These teams, when you've got those one-bid leagues, you have a full, great season, but if you slip up one time in the conference tournament, you don't get to that NCAA tournament. So, I mean, that's what everyone's eyes are set on, and Coach Cleo Hill's got the guys that he thinks that he needs to be able to bring that goal to life.
Lob swatted away by Jalen Ware. 11:37 to go in the first half. Razorbacks pulling out in front by 13.
Definitely Darius Garland, John Morant, you know, a lot of those guys, you know, I look up to a lot of those guys, you know, just based off how they handle themselves, you know, they carry themselves as a pro, and, you know, just doing things the right way, professionalism. I mean, that's how I want to be. That's where I want to be.
Well, that's a pretty good player to try to mirror yourself after, I'd say, Manny.
Yeah, really good. And, I mean, even just the style of play, the elite handle, the feel for the game, and obviously Darius Garland is doing really great things for the Cleveland Cavaliers, but that's a great person to mirror your game after.
You know, you see there's been a lot of talented teams here at Arkansas. There's been a lot of high prospects, and as you're trying to mesh together early on, it almost seems like there's times when you're erring on the side of caution of, I don't want to be looked at as selfish, and so I'm going to share the ball. But they're very thin line, it would seem, between being unselfish and, hey, we need you to go and make that play.
Yeah, I mean, when I was coming up playing, I always had coaches tell me, when you're thinking of trying to be too unselfish, that's actually in reality selfish. When we need you to be attacking the basket, but your mind is crowded on, well, how do I, you know, maybe be a better teammate? How do I get people open? Like, yes, that's a part of the game, but you're really being selfish and stuck in your own thoughts if you're not doing what the team needs. So I think there's a line, but as an elite player, you've got to know, hey, the team needs me to go put the ball in the basket here, or hey, the team needs me to get guys open. It's a skill for sure, but you can't bog your mind down with, well, am I being selfish or not?
Second chance points. Davis makes them pay.
I tell you, Josh, if he can knock shots down like that consistently, or at least make the defense have to be worried about where he is at all times on the floor, you know, this Arkansas team can be super dangerous.
Tough shot for Perkins, won't go.
Another just tough shot. Flying through the lane.
Like a running back. Billy Richmond the third.
So many athletes on this Razorback team. Another contested two. Maryland Eastern Shore has got to, you know, set some screens, run a set or two, get an open look, maybe get to the free throw line, get something easy.
Off the mark there, and Richmond going after it. Oh, Billy Richmond, he's described energetic, and why not when he makes plays like this?
Well, that's an energetic play right here. I thought he was about to go bring the house down. So athletic. Just look at the flexibility, the balance. He's another guy where almost like an X factor where, you know, you've got the Boogie Flynn's, you've got the John L. Davis, you've got the Trevin Brazils. If he can be a guy that comes in and gives valuable minutes, he's going to be someone that, you know, wins you a big game on the road or wins you that big game in the NCAA tournament.
Well, he has been the biggest benefactor over the last two games with Brazil and Adu on the sidelines. averaging over 21 minutes in the last 2 contests, is Richmond. Another tough shot falling away, Shaw. And the crowd going to let him hear about it.
You can get the credit, Arkansas team, or Maryland Eastern Shore isn't necessarily taking the best shots. Arkansas's not giving them much to work with. You know, stand in front, stand down on pump fakes, and really making them have to take these tough shots.
Just got caught up in midair, did Thero, and turned it over. Believe it or not, first turnover of the game for Arkansas, so more than 10 minutes. That'll make the coaching staff happy.
That's what you want.
3 ball for Perkins, no good. Wagner with the rebound. Little step through and fouled on his way to the rim.
I think that's where Arkansas, too, can be at their best. Like, we've talked about the athletes. We've talked about, you know, the speed and jumping ability. If they can get out in transition, I don't really know many teams in the country that want to meet them at the rim with the athletes that they have.
First is good for John L. Davis. Career 85% foul shooter.
Tell you, if I shot 85% from the foul line, I'd just be dropping my head and ramming myself to the basket to get a foul. Gotta love that if you're a coach. You virtually know it's 2 points every time they go to the free throw line.
Not on the same page there. Yeah, but to that point, Manny, there's somebody out there going, if I shot near 50% from 3 like Manny Watkins did, then I'd just be jacking them up all day long.
Yeah, true, true. You don't shoot 50% jacking them up, though. That number will quickly go down. But, yes, I agree with the logic.
Speaking of threes, 4 of 9 from outside for the Hogs to start, 1 of 7 for Maryland Eastern Shore. Uncharacteristic because they've been just over 36% on the season, a number they've been very pleased with, and not aware of the shot clock. Right there, they turn it over for the 5th time.
Yeah, just have not been able to get any consistent flow in their offense. And, you know, like I said, a testament to the Arkansas defense. They're being active. And one of the things, Josh, with these games in November, obviously you're playing a Maryland Eastern Shore team that doesn't have the name power, the brand power of some of the other games that they've played. And obviously they play that big game against Illinois on Thanksgiving Day. And this could be a game where, you know, you overlook, oh, my goodness.
Trevin Brazil.
Let me get my thoughts off, Trevin. He does this every year. Every year I'm trying to say something and he does a dunk. But, yeah, you easily look over this game. And Arkansas is playing with a lot of passion and you know, they're not taking this team lightly.
3 no good from Shaw. Fland, oh my goodness, the moves.
Yeah. It's a pro style, pro level skill by Fland. Just cannot believe, just a freshman.
On the takeaway, look out, Davis. And it's a 15-0 run for John Calipari's team. Putting on a show for these fans. Trevin Brazil coming back.
You see this, Trevin Brazil doing what most people in the world can't do. Arkansas with the 34-8 lead.
That can't stay healthy for a whole season. You know, this year I want to play every single game, and you know, I don't want to miss any games. I've been working on my body a lot this off season, just getting stronger and putting weight on.
Well, how about that? How high can you go?
I didn't think that. I honestly thought that was a bad pass. That was gonna go out of bounds or be a little too far for him to dunk it, but.
Not only how high he got in the air, but how far away he was from the rim.
Yeah, full extension too, yeah.
Diving to the floor. Flan not able to get it. And with the man advantage, pulling the trigger, Johnson, but can't get it to fall. 1 of 9 now is Maryland Eastern Shore from distance. Thero. And he'll go to the line.
Just so hard to guard. He jumps in the air, changes his body in midair, and gets away from the defender and gets a basket. That's dribble penetration and using his athleticism.
Completes the three-point play. 9 points in this first half for Thero. Taken away. Lob. And laying it in. Knox on the finish.
You've got to love Boogie Fang, a guy, 5-star, McDonald's All-American, a guy who's known for putting the ball in the basket, but picking up, full court, using those active hands, getting steals, and just right here, another where he's in the mix.
Tipped in, that's why you follow the shot. DJ Wagner.
Arkansas is not letting up. I think this is what coaches love and Coach Cal and his staff. They're going to want to see what guys let off the gas pedal here and who can stay focused. Who can, while you're up, 30 points, who can stay focused, who can execute, who can be disciplined. That's what coaches are looking for. And just seeing who can I trust? Who can I trust to keep their focus? Because when it's, 40-40, in the SEC tournament, I got to know who I can trust that's going to stay focused and not get rattled.
This is a 24-0 run in less than 6 minutes. Taken away. Look out below. Wagner with the slam. Three no good. Rebound tapped around. Tough shot. Flan no good, and Ware with the rebound.
Gotta get rid of it.
Another turnover, 11th of the half. How about the up fake? Ivisic taking flight.
I mean, when you've got the three-point shot like he does, you give that little pump fake, you can get the defense off balance and go throw the house down.
Pump fake from the top of the key and then one step and then just take off.
Yeah, that's just not fair. Not fair of a stride. So right there, just quick pump fake, got to respect it, and then waltz to the basket.
7'2" sophomore having himself a half. He's in double figures now with 10. Nice dribble drive to create, and following his own shot, Maurice Vassell puts an end to a 28-0 run.
28-0. Not going to win a lot of games giving up 28-0 runs.
Doesn't slow down Carter Knox any.
31-2 run.
Inside of 10 to shoot.
So again, forcing a tough shot.
Ralph Martino Jr. knocking it down, the freshman. Yeah. Good size for the youngster.
Good shot, too.
69% from the floor in this first half. Corner three. Knox starting to feel it.
I love that from Knox. You know, he came in, his first one, air ball. The next two, no hesitation. That's what you have to do as a shooter. Short-term memory. Next one's always going in.
Was 1 of 15 on the year coming in. Now has hit 2 of 3 in this first half. Shot clock winding down, having to force up another shot. Razorbacks just disrupting everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not an easy shot for Maryland Eastern Shore at all.
In and out for Flan. There's Mr. Energy, Richmond,
Guy.
and gets fouled. 2:24 to go, first half. In a track meet, Hogs going on a big run and in command.
Josh, the story has been Arkansas on the defensive end. Active hands, getting out in transition, getting easy baskets, and it's really ballooned this lead. You see right there Wagner just using his hands, getting up there, getting the dunk, and Maryland Eastern Shore has just not been able to get anything easy because of these active Arkansas defenders.
Defense leading to offense. Look at that. Points off turnovers, 19 zip.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you want. You're forcing turnovers, but then you're also converting on those turnovers. And you see right there also on the other side, only one forced turnover. Arkansas is stealing the ball and then taking care of the ball when they have it. That's a recipe for what the score you're seeing is.
Arkansas forcing the opponent into about 17 turnovers per game through the first 5 this year. Turnovers have swelled a little bit, though, for the Hogs over, from the beginning of the season, the first 2 games, it was double figures, but just barely, but then elevating, and then all the way up to 19 against Little Rock on Friday night. So there was, I'm sure, some stiff conversations about that in the locker room.
Yeah, and I mean, if you know anything about Coach Cal and the staff, it's 24-hour coaching. Even this game's getting out of hand. You're getting close to being up 50 points in the first half, but the coaching doesn't stop because, like we mentioned earlier, it's not about just winning this game. It's about building something for when we get into conference play and you get into March. You feel really good about your team as a whole.
That's something that he pointed out. An example of, if you can't make the right play at the end of the game when you're protecting a double-digit lead, how can you be expected to do so in crunch time?
Yep, exactly.
Deep 3, no good for Shaw. 2 minutes to go, first half. Davis loads up and knocks in his 3rd triple of the first half.
Knocking him down. You love to see that if you're a Razorback fan. If he can be the guard that is the knockdown shooter, you got Boogie Flan that kind of penetrates, Wagner can get to the basket. If Davis can be that guy that is deadly from three-point range.
Jose Cuello, the junior from Harlem, knocks down the tray.
Nice shot.
Turned over. Only the 2nd turnover of the half. Going inside and blocked away by Knox.
Big time play by Knox. Another pump fake.
Inside and drawing the blocking foul. Knox will head to the line. Let's go back to that defensive play.
Just clean. And those are the plays that get you pats on the back in the film room tomorrow. Those defensive plays, those plays when when the defense breaks down and it's really not your assignment, but you go fix it and make a play. That's what Coach Cal and that staff want to see.
Now they had drawn Ivisic out to the corner, thought that they might get an easy bucket in the paint. Knox with other ideas. Freshman from Tampa, McDonald's All-American.
NBA pedigree, NBA DNA.
His older brother, Kevin, played for Coach Cal before being drafted in 2018. And his older brother, Kobe, averaging double figures this season for South Florida.
Basketball bloodline. You love that. That's got to be fun. You know, obviously college basketball, you don't always get to maybe go home for Thanksgiving, but I think you'll get a day or so off for Christmas. That's always fun. Go home and you got your brothers that are all playing in various levels and different teams. It's got to be a ton of fun. Talk your trash. Who's better than who?
Seconds closing down. Deep three taken. No good. And Richmond rebounds. And we've reached the end of the first half. 60-15. Razorbacks shoot the lights out of the place. 66%. 54% from downtown. Pair that with a 28-0 run, and they lead it by a lot. Back inside of Bud Walton Arena, and a monstrous lead for the Razorbacks at half, 60-15. Josh Haley and Manny Watkins with you courtside, and it was just a barrage of outside shooting, Manny.
Yeah, normally Arkansas is not getting the bulk of their points from the three-point shot, but have found their range today and have knocked a lot of shots down and scored 60 points in the first half. That's a lot of points.
The 45-point halftime advantage ties the largest ever for Arkansas. Back in 2009, they led 71-26 at the break over Alcorn State, and it was really everybody getting involved. You had 4 different players score at least 9 points in that first half, and really it was the defense leading to offense in more cases than one.
Yeah, you see forced turnovers and then points off turnovers. You get 11 of those that turned into virtually 20 points. That's playing strong defense, being active, but then also converting on that strong defense, and that's why we see this 45-point lead.
So there you have it. Tying the biggest half-point lead ever. Halftime margin. You know, Maryland Eastern Shore coming off a matchup with Illinois this past Saturday. They played really good defensively early on. I mean, they stymied Illinois. It was very low-scoring game. Fighting Illini ended up finding a rhythm to close out the first half, but the switching of defenses that Hawks head coach Cleo Hill Jr. talked about, it was working early on for him. There's that little fall-away shot for Shaw. Can't get it to go this time. And coast to coast, Thero picking up right where he left off.
Yep. Using that body, just getting to where he wants on the floor at will.
Flipping inside, good move to fire it over the 7'2" frame of Ivisic, but couldn't get it to fall.
Let's see, this will be interesting how Arkansas really comes out here in the second half. You know, like you said, 45-point lead at halftime, and kind of the air sucked out of the arena. There's not a lot of excitement just because of the huge lead. How can you stay focused?
Baseline drive for Casey Shaw. Flan draws the whistle, and he'll go to the line.
So hard to guard. Quick off the bounce, can knock the three-point shot down if you don't press up enough. It's just a tall task to guard Boogie Flan.
81% from the line on the year. First trip there tonight. Billy Richmond coming back in. I stepped into the tunnel at halftime to stretch my legs and heard some fans talking about, the fast-paced style, up-tempo of Arkansas in that first half reminded them of the Triplets going back into the late 70s basketball royalty here in Fayetteville. Moncrief, Brewer, and Delph.
Great times in Arkansas basketball.
Flipping again. Couldn't get the shot to go. Being aggressive inside, though. They want him to do that. Offensive board. And Ivisic will head to the foul line. Now, the coach of Arkansas at that time, Eddie Sutton, remember him saying, what's people maybe don't realize is any one of those three guys could have led the nation in scoring if you just give them the green light. But they were all willing to do what it took just to make everybody better. They ended up going to the Final Four.
Yeah, just a team loaded with assassins. And to your point, how can you play as a team, versus each one could go average 25 plus. But Sutton, Corliss Williamson, Coach Richardson, just so much history in this Razorback program.
Razorbacks 12 of 15 from the charity stripe now. Ware, awkward shot, pushing it with the left hand. Ivisic grabs the board. Pushing, Wagner, up and under. Follow is there, though, for Richmond.
Richmond, right place, right time. He's one of those guys. He's using that energy, using that athleticism, a glue guy. He does all the little things.
That's Billy Richmond's third offensive rebound. Nobody else has more than one for either side. Look out. Both players going for the ball and lost it out of bounds.
Richmond just being under the basket at the right time. I tell you, you can add 3 or 4 points to your average if you just crash the glass on every play. Over the course of the game, if you play 20 plus minutes, the ball's just going to bounce into your hands for an easy layup at least 2 times.
Ivisic is looking to catch it in traffic, and they'll say last touch by the big fella. Just the third turnover.
Also, if I'm a walk-on or someone who doesn't get a ton of minutes, I'm stretching those calf muscles out right now because I'm going to get some real burn in this game. And you best believe I'm getting some shots up.
And everybody knows the score, right? It's if you get that rare opportunity to play, the coaches are watching very intently.
Watching. They're watching. I know my freshman year, I didn't get as much playing time as I thought coming in. And those opportunities, come in 2-3 minutes, it mattered. You would hear about it the next day in practice if you didn't do well in that short time frame. So you had to come in and be ready.
Fland finds an opening. We'll head to the foul line yet again. 6 points tonight for Fland. 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and no turnovers. He's only attempted 4 shots.
That's what you want from your point guard. A 0 in the turnover column. But Boogie Fland, I really enjoy watching him play. Someone who plays at his own pace, doesn't get sped up. And like I said, you don't really see that a lot from someone at his age, younger player, freshman, especially in today's game where we still have players that are getting that extra year of eligibility through COVID. We've got college game as old as it's ever been, and you got a freshman who comes in and just looks beyond his years, just such a special player.
Top 10 in the SEC in points, assists, and steals. as he knocks down a pair. 8 points now. The freshman from the Bronx. Dump off inside. Ivisic. One of the nation's premier shot blockers. Wagner step back three, no good. Rebound poke to Bailey.
Just a tough battle in there versus 7-2 player.
Thiero. Good read there. Got a good jump. Step into the passing lane, and on the other end, Boogie Flan for two more. Inside, Ivisic able to defend without fouling, and Flippin has been right there.
Yeah, he's close, getting in there, and has gotten a few over Big Z, and just the whole team hasn't been able to convert really.
Flan starting to feel it. He's 7 of 12 from distance on this homestand, and he scored a bushel of points in a hurry here in the second half. Boogie time and Bud Walton.
Boogie Flan knocking it down 74-17. Arkansas with the big lead.
3 days. This Arkansas team, they'll take on the Canes. How about that matchup as well? Alabama and North Carolina. That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, Auburn, Duke, that's a high-flying, high-powered matchup. Alabama, North Carolina, that's going to be in the hundreds. I mean, you love when you get to these big games in November and December. Sometimes you get to see these games not so competitive, and you just love when you can get powerhouses going up against each other.
Flan, he didn't cool off any during the timeout.
I tell you, if Arkansas knocks shots down like this, it'll be a team that no one is going to want to face. I mean, they're already just loaded with talent, and at any given moment they could have a barrage of points like this. It's just, if they can consistently knock that three ball down, it's going to be scary.
They had a 28-0 run in the first half. Right now it's 15-0 in under 4 minutes. That three won't go for Knox. 9 of 18 now from beyond the arc for Calipari's Hogs.
Yeah, you gotta love that.
A swat from Trevin Brazil. Knox. Maryland Eastern Shore scoreless in the last 5 minutes now. Trying to put an end to that is Shaw, and he rattles in the tray. Tyrell Shaw, the freshman, younger brother of their leading scorer, KC Shaw. And at nearly 2.5 3-pointers per game, second in the MEAC.
Nice shot. It's got a good-looking shot. Just got to... Okay. About to do something. Give us something to... Oh. Thiero is just so athletic. Even when the misses look good, that's how you know you're special. When you can make a miss look that good.
Most guys don't have the athleticism to even think about attempting that.
Nope. That's that's something you don't try at home.
Knox with the flush. And a dime in transition by Thiero, threading the needle. Top side three won't go for Cuello. Knox will load up and knocks down another. 1 of 15 to start the season for Knox, but yet 3 for 6 here tonight.
Raising up that average. Just got to keep shooting. That's what it takes. As a basketball player at all levels, you just have to keep shooting. Trust all the work you put in the off season and in the summer, it's going to pay off.
Here he is again. And a loose ball foul. Carter Knox starting to feel it.
Yeah, he's another McDonald's All-American that sometimes can get overshadowed by the Boogie Flans of the world, but he said, hey, I can get it done too. Knocking it down, using athleticism, Arkansas with the 64-point lead.
John L. Davis having himself a night.
Yeah, I mean, if you can really look down the line and all the Razorbacks are joining in on the fun, but it's really good to see him, getting that offense going. And, it's early in the season. Obviously, offense takes a little bit of time to mesh. You're coming into a new team. That's the dynamic that a lot of people don't understand, but you see 13 points, 3 for 5 from 3. Hawk fans have to be excited that if he finds his stroke here moving forward into the season.
Closing in on 1,500 career points. Last year's co-player of the year in the American Athletic Conference. Played in 128 games for Florida Atlantic. And his average just gradually went up. Went from 3 to 7 to 14 to 18 a year ago. And you love to see, the path he take. Already got his degree, working on a second degree. But you love to see guys put in the work, stay at the same place to establish themselves. And he did that for 4 years.
Yeah, you love it. You don't see that very often in today's game, especially, at this higher level in the SEC. There's a lot of moving around. So, built the foundation, Florida Atlantic. And then obviously had an opportunity to come here, speak of the devil. Davis with another one, having a great game. But you get an opportunity to come to a great program like Arkansas to finish out your career. It's just, that's what college sports is about.
Here's Cuello directing some traffic here. Lobs it into the paint from Maurice Vassell, and it draws the foul. Cuello doing a great job communicating there, running this offense. Coach Cleo Hill Jr. said that's a guy he's always on us to watch more film. He just can't get enough of watching film. Those are the types of guys you want.
Yeah, you need guys like that and that are hungry for improvement, hungry to get better, and that trickles down to the team. It's contagious, and you get one guy like that, turns into 2, turns into 3, and then you got a team full of 11 guys that are just wanting to get better and better.
There's Cuello with the bucket. They had a season-high 17 in their first win of the year.
You see him just, even, down 60 points. Cuello is talking loud on defense, and still engaged in the game. As you can see, game that's definitely over, out of hand, but still engaged. Still trying to help his team do the right things.
Good ball movement here. And drawing the foul, Vassell will head to the line.
Billy Richmond just getting to the basket, using athleticism, long, tall, Swiss Army knife for Arkansas.
First foul shot no good for Vassell. had the offensive rebound, did Shaw, but stripped away. Arkansas only 3 turnovers tonight, 1 this half.
Yeah, I mean, just really a complete game by Arkansas, offensively, defensively, protected the ball. Sure, Coach Cal and staff will find the things that they want to critique in the film room, but not a ton to be upset about thus far. Arkansas playing a really good game.
This program's 14th head coach, the Hall of Famer John Calipari, led Kentucky to the 2012 national title, and Hog fans have full faith that he can bring one here to the Midwest. One they've been looking for since Nolan Richardson did it nearly 30 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, these Razorback fans are starving for the Final Four, the national championship, and if one thing you're a basketball fan, you know about Coach Cal and what he does is he's going to have the talent. He's going to have the team to be able to do it, and then it's just a matter of, executing and getting it done, and then obviously in order to win a national championship, you have to have a few balls bounce your way. There's a level of luck, but I mean, you're going to have the talent if you're an Arkansas Razorback fan, and that's something that you can sleep on at night.
Nice move inside by Casey Shaw. MEAC Player of the Week last week after he had a triple-double.
Wow.
11, 10, and 12 assists.
Wow, that's impressive.
They're trying to one-up his head coach, Cleo Hill Jr. He played pro in Australia for a few years. He had a triple-double in an Australian League All-Star game where he had 20 assists.
Wow.
20. Look at the numbers there for the Shaw brothers. KC the older.
That's got to be fun. Getting to travel, play with your brother. It's the family affair. Got to enjoy that.
Kyrell was making plans to go to Winston-Salem State, where Cleo Hill Jr. and his brother Casey Shaw were at, but Hill gets the job officially announced in June as Richmond gets the bucket. Very little time to put together an entirely new roster. I mean, here's the keys. You got 2 months to find 13 players.
Yeah, I mean, and that's tough. And thinking about it from, a school in a smaller conference, you think about Arkansas where when Coach Cal got here, most of the team was gone, either going to the pros or transferred. But you have a brand of Arkansas where you can, more or less go grab some players and sell them, not only on obviously Coach Cal being a Hall of Fame coach, but the brand of Arkansas. But thinking about it coming from big shot by Wagner there, if he gets his shots down from a three-point perspective, he's going to be really scary as just a sophomore. But thinking of a brand like Maryland Eastern Shore, not a marquee name, and then trying to go out and source and find 13 guys that can help you win, that's a tall task.
3 too strong for Shaw. Offensive rebound. Coelho too strong. And one thing that they certainly want to try to do is recruit from the basketball hotbed that is, the DMV, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. There is a ton of talent there, and they feel like they can tap into it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Maryland Eastern Shore, just putting a pseudo fence around that area and just trying to get some of that talent. Obviously, I know there's a lot of people in the battlegrounds of the DMV and the Maryland area to try to get those players, but you can get a couple of them, and then you can put together a serviceable roster.
And he said, one selling point for us is we are going to go out and play a really tough non-conference schedule year in and year out. There's a 3 for DJ Wagner.
Confidence. See a few of them go in. That rim gets a little bit bigger.
8 of 16 over the last 3 games. Bailey, 3 no good. Richmond with the board. His 8th. It's a game high. Go along with 12 points.
Can you get another one?
Driving in is Ware, and he draws the foul. It'll bring us to a timeout. 5:44 to go. And you look at the runs for the Razorbacks, everything going right for the home team tonight. Josh Haley and Manny Watkins back with you inside of Bud Walton Arena. Hogs have hit the century mark and out in front by a lot with 5:44 to go. In the non-conference schedule, an absolute gauntlet for Maryland Eastern Shore. They had that game at Illinois. They also played at Vanderbilt earlier this year. They'll be at Little Rock on Wednesday, which Bud Walton Arena was just filled with Little Rock on Friday night.
Yeah.
It's a tough team right there. And then they'll go to UConn. So the schedule doesn't get much easier.
Nope, doesn't get much easier. And then you got Arkansas here and how this game's going. And then obviously the defending national champs. You got to go up to Storrs, Connecticut, and play that game. It's just a tough gauntlet. But this is what you do when you're in, like we said, a one-bid league, the MEAC. You bolster up the early non-conference schedule. So then when you get into that conference schedule, there's literally nothing that you haven't seen. And you feel good about your chances to come out on top and win that conference.
They'll also play Maryland at the end of December. Turned over, only the 4th of the game.
Kashmir Chavis is checked into the game for the first time. Freshman out of Minneapolis. It's good minutes. It's 5 solid minutes to state your case on, hey, why I need this 5 needs to turn into 8, and then that 8 needs to turn into 16.
Sixth team foul against the Razorbacks as Richmond picks up his 2nd. Lost it on the way up, did Flippin after a good feed from Bailey. Richmond trying to draw the whistle. Corner 3, knocked down by Kyrell Shaw. That's his 2nd triple of the night. Now, last Monday night, he came off the bench, scored 31 in only 20 minutes, hit 7 threes.
Yeah, I mean, that's buckets.
Shooter's roll not there for Ivisic. Oh, there's
Hustle
the
play.
follow.
It's got to be fun for Coach Cal. Obviously Kevin Knox coached older brother, and then you get Carter Knox. It's got to be fun as a coach to just see the line of basketball players that you can impact.
Knox, teammates with Boogie Flan and DJ Wagner on USA's U17 team. There's Richmond for 2 more. He's got 14. Chavis, nice up and under, couldn't finish it.
Good move. Just got to convert.
Flippin with the slam. Tell you, they've got something with that guy. That junior, he plays hard.
Yeah, he does. And it's one thing about this Maryland Eastern Shore team. They could have lost enthusiasm and more or less quit. And then obviously the score clearly not in their favor, but they're still playing hard. They're still playing hard, and that's a testament to the coaching staff, to the culture, where it's like, hey, we're not really focused on this score right now. What do we need to do to get better as a team?
There's Flippin again. Coach Hill told us yesterday, he said, recruiting him, we knew he would be really good defensively, but he has been a real bright spot offensively. They weren't expecting that this early on. And that's going to help them out all the more. Ivisic from distance. Hitting it from way outside, just like his favorite player of all time, Drazen Petrovic, used to do for New Jersey. His third triple of the night, and his teammates love it.
And Big Z stepping into it, knocking it down. Arkansas with the big lead on this Monday night.
Back inside of Bud Walton Arena, 2:13 to go. Biggest offensive production of the season for the Razorbacks, and for John Calipari, 118 is the record for teams he's coached in a single game. That was for Kentucky last year, playing against Marshall.
118 in a college game. Wow. I mean, we're sitting at 107 right now. Just barrage of offense from this Razorback team.
The fewest points he's ever held an opponent to is 28. Right now, this total of 34 would rank second on that list. Martino left the three short. Aiden Kelly into the game for the Razorbacks along with Melo Sanchez. This is Chavis on ball, making his season debut. And with the swat, nice job to make up the space by Bailey. Underneath, Vassell draws the foul and he'll go to the line. Kareem Watkins, transfer from Kentucky, into the game as well for the Hogs. $1:23 to go. And a timeout. We'll take it with them and be back for the finish. Big lead for Arkansas as we come down the stretch. And as the Razorbacks closing out a 4-game homestand, they'll be in action on Turkey Day. Thanksgiving game against Illinois. That's going to be a fun one.
So much fun. I love this time of year for college basketball. You got Maui Invitational. You got all just the Thanksgiving tournaments where you get to see some high-level teams go up against each other early. Arkansas versus Illinois, and then they'll double back and go play Michigan in Madison Square Garden. Fun time. That Thanksgiving, Christmas time is always the best for college basketball.
I don't know how it could be anything but great, but how was your time in Maui? Because you got to play in that Maui Invitational.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I still tell this to everyone, the best tournament, I think, in college basketball. The gym is as small as it looks on TV. Like you warm up in like more or less a classroom. But so much fun. And then Maui, just obviously, one of the most beautiful places in the United States. Just an awesome tournament.
Aiden Kelly taking the three there, freshman from Memphis out of North Point Christian from the state of Mississippi. just out of bounds as we're inside of the final minute. And so these will be great measuring sticks for Arkansas coming up. That game against Illinois and then at Miami for the ACC SEC Challenge on ESPN.
Yeah, I mean, those are the games where, you know, you get to see how are we looking right now compared to some of the other teams that we're going up against for a national championship. So obviously, great matchups that you get to put your team in and see how they're gonna perform.
Cash Chavis with that last bucket. 3 off the mark from Bailey, and the Hogs can run out the clock if they so choose. Sanchez taking a 3. Put back nearly went for Kelly. From start to finish, a complete effort. Arkansas wins it going away, 109-35. Manny, a lot they can be happy with from this performance.
Yeah, great performance. I think you do all the things you need to do on the defensive end, force turnovers, get deflections, and on the offensive side, make shots. 15 for 34 from 3, 14 for 17 from the free throw line, and shot 55% from the field. You can't be more excited about that, especially going into that stretch we talked about, Illinois, Michigan, Miami.
Plenty of staggering stats from this game. Arkansas finishes with 7 players in double figures, led by Carter Knox with 21, and maybe the most staggering of all, 31-0 in points off turnovers for Calipari's Razorbacks. Glad you could be with us for this one. For Manny Watkins and our entire crew, Josh Haley saying good night from Fayetteville.